All right, good evening. Welcome to the meeting of the Darien Architectural Review Board. It is Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. My name is Elizabeth Geiger. I am chairman. With me tonight, we have Christina Hart, David Humphrey, Kate Polselli, Cheryl Green, Alex Lobotensky, Anya Janis, our vice chair, also taking notes this evening, and Rebecca Morrison. We are going to start with new business tonight. We have ARB number 35, 2024. This is at 879 Boston Post Road for a company called Stone Garden, who is proposing new signage. So, hi, come on up. You'll go to the podium and you'll introduce yourself. Let me also make a note that we have board member David Riley here with us as well tonight, who's now joined us.
Hello everybody, my name is Brendan Kelly. I am living in Madison now. I'm from here, from Connecticut originally, but been living and working in Los Angeles for the past 5 years as a body piercer. And when it came time for me to open a business of my own, I figured I would do it back home in Connecticut, so here we are.
Welcome, it's good to have you. So what are you looking to do? We can tell you're an artist with the renderings you put together.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for that.
Yes, of course.
So talk us through it.
So in this rendering here, the main window is inverted just so you can see it. If we kept it black like that, it would just blend in with the window there. So it will be black in total. It won't be that kind of gold rendering that you see here. And it's aimed to leave enough negative space in between the exterior kind of floral decoration and then the primary image in the middle, just so you can still see through it. I'm aiming to have jewelry cases in that main showroom in front there. So I'm aiming to have people be able to see through it so you can see into the lobby of everything. And measurements, of course, are all here as well. Pretty big window. The sign at the top is going to be all white wood with the letters engraved in it, and then all of the lettering will be painted that dark green color. And it will be shorter than it is looking in the rendering here. So I don't know if you've been to this location in person, but if it was that full length, it would be a massive sign. So we're going to trim it down a little bit, so that it's a little bit more accurate to those two lines. And then the hanging sign, which is more detailed here, you can kind of see in the corner. Just going to have old school vintage truck on it, and then the dog in both renderings is my dog. His name's Tony. So we wanted to use him as part of the branding and imagery. I know that the additional sign on the bottom, the BVLA, has been a topic. I do.
Well, both and piercing company is a description.
Right.
So talk to us why you're.
So that's something that could definitely change. Legally speaking, the LLC is just plainly Stone Garden, and that's what we have on the main window too. So I don't see any reason why we can't just change that to Stone Garden also, just have both of the signs match.
Do you think about adding piercing company to your window claim? Did Hervé mention you could do that on a window claim?
He did. Part of there's another excerpt where I responded to those additional inquiries. I can bring that up too. It kind of goes more in depth into those things. So the absence of piercing company was pretty deliberate. I wanted to encourage mainly curiosity from foot traffic, just because if people were to walk past and then see it was a piercing studio, I would want people to come in to see what it is out of curiosity. I feel like it would encourage foot traffic. It would be pretty obvious once you got in there that that's what we did, and it will be categorized accordingly on Google and Yelp and all of those things. So it wouldn't be completely hidden. I just felt like it was the right subtle branding to put out. So the hanging sign as opposed to right on that window there, because that window is very big. So that's mainly why I wanted to leave the piercing company part on the small sign. But I'm not opposed to switching it if we feel needed. So.
Yeah. Okay. And this is your description of what BVLA is and why you've added that to your blade sign.
Correct. So BVLA is a jewelry company. They're based in Los Angeles. I've worked with them extensively for the past couple of years, and they do brand partnerships and studio exclusive retailers of their products, and I'll be one of those. There's the letter that I have here from the owner as well that kind of details a little bit further, but it's a very big part of the business model to be in partnership with them formally, at least. It basically is that no other studio in a 15-mile radius from me can have a BVLA account. So it really it sets you apart in that aspect where the only gold that I'll be selling will be from this company. And over 3,000 studios, like worldwide, have an account with BVLA, but only 40 of them have this kind of special arrangement. So it is a big part of the shop identity and whatnot. So, and a lot of people out there who get piercings and are aware of piercings, they know who this company is. So having that formal partnership on the signs is going to also incentivize people to come. You can find studios that carry them on their studio locator function on their website. So I'll be like a starred one in there saying I'm an exclusive retailer doing everything. So having BVLA on shop branding is common for exclusive retailers.
Jeremy, can you pull up that picture again? Of the, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just curious, so is it a joint venture with them? Are they partners with you on
Yeah.
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're another business that's part of this.
Exactly,
Location,
yeah.
yeah.
We're in like a formal partnership with it, so
But
there's,
is the name listed, I guess, on the business?
on the paperwork, no.
No.
So like on the LLC, is BVLA included in that? No, it's just mine. But there'll be, like, our arrangement is formal in that they'll be supplying me with more product than I'm purchasing, just so that it's gonna be, yeah, they'll be floating me jewelry basically to be a vendor for them and a liaison for their business and product.
And this is a wood sign, a white wood sign that's engraved as well?
Yeah, but this one will be dark green with white lettering, and then the one that's above the window will be white with dark green lettering, so it's like they're opposites.
Got it. So all the black we see here will be
White.
white?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's, if you go up to this picture, that shows it, like what the color
Okay.
is. And then this was just a close-up, so you can kind of see what the details were for everything.
All right, so
That's an inverse of the stone garden?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that will just be black, and it won't be cold like that.
The letters will be black and the scroll.
All of it will be
Yeah,
black,
black.
yeah, all of it.
But then the hanging sign is dark green.
Gotcha,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the sign above the window is white with dark green
Dark green,
lettering.
okay.
Yeah,
and you're using the current hardware, blade sign hardware that's there, right?
right, yeah, just attaching it to the same post.
And you cleared that the bottom of that hanging sign was more than what's the distance from the base of that sign?
So 84 inches is 7 feet, and it'll be roughly 100 at the bottom of the sign. So
Okay.
there'll be some room to play with it.
Okay,
Yeah, and the additional inquiry message to Hervé, I put in there, I'll ensure that it's more than 7 feet.
okay. And current lighting, it's on, that lighting, no change in lighting.
No change yet, I like the light.
Okay, so it comes down to board opinion, what do you guys think about the blade sign, the usage of names? Jeremy, you pull the blade sign up one more time, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I think it should say Stone Stone Garden, where it says Piercing Company. I'm okay with the BLA.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too, I was gonna suggest the same.
Yeah, that I'm totally fine with, just to keep it
It
consistent.
looks really
across.
nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, nice signs.
Super, super good job.
Thank you.
With the window
Great
decal,
graphics.
how was that percentage calculated? Like,
I talked to Hervé about that, like it's kind of subjective,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Because it's a cling
Is
and
that
not.
20%?
yeah, I mean, there's,
20%.
yeah, 20%, I mean, we have some, yeah, that's
But
our
if it's
call.
black, so just to be clear, it's gonna, you're not gonna be able to see through the window.
You can,
Blacked
yeah,
out.
if you scroll all the way down to this, you can see like the vector.
That's
what
the,
it's gonna
that's the.
look like.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like, that's what it will appear as on the window too, because that's black, that's like what it.
So what's white will be clear through to
Exactly, yeah,
the
it'll just be
inside, so you can
negative
see the.
space.
Around
Yeah.
20%.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's any, you know, if there's too much taken up, we can always just put back some of this exterior floral.
And put on the actual
That's
sign,
good.
the window thing we allow, that's a great
I
question.
don't have any objection to the window. I mean, just at a glance, it might be pushing the 20% rule, but
Yeah.
I think it might be, I think it's nice, I think I appreciate someone putting together a cohesive
Yeah,
look for a
Mhm,
window,
yeah.
it's nice and it speaks to your business, so
thank you.
if it's 30%, I think this is a case where with ARB could say, but it looks nice.
Yeah.
I mean, this is about the, visual display too, right? This is
Uh-huh.
part of your display, so it's
Exactly,
more
yeah.
than just a sign, it's
Yeah,
part of how you're
exactly.
treating the window
Yeah.
treatment, the retail
Yeah,
treatment.
because for instance, I just got the display cases in like last week, and I think they're 100 years old. They're like from the 1920s. They're sweet.
Oh,
It's
that's
really
nice.
nice. And it'll be like right in front of that window too. It'll be-
That'll look great with
Yeah,
Wow.
Will they be lit?
yeah. The display cases will just have like LED strips inside of it along the corners and edges, just so it illuminates the jewelry a little bit better.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just replacing what the previous tenant had done, but just changing up a bit. Like the previous tenant had just a couple of words on the bottom of the window, and then
Mhm.
using the same post for the hanging wooden sign that they have. And then instead of like a rectangular solid sign, they just have lettering up where this would be above the window. So just utilizing the same spots, but just doing it differently.
Okay, I mean, it sounds like the board is in favor of your proposals, looks great, but the two changes, you gotta change
Yeah.
body piercing to stone garden on the blade sign.
Right.
And we are making an exception to allow your partner's name to stay on the hanging portion of the blade sign.
And I do have that letter if you want to take a glance.
So you put it into the viewpoint,
Into the
right?
planning and zoning one, yeah. It's in there.
Perfect, that's fine.
Cool.
That's fine, so I will write you a letter, it says you have, approval for that from our board, and continue with your planning and zoning, I don't know what you have to do with them, but there might be a second
Yeah.
step to your,
Yeah, I'll just have to do
Application.
another meeting like this on, I think, the 20-something in January, so just waiting for that.
okay, awesome. That's great, thank you for coming here.
Yeah,
If
thank
you
you.
see any girls that come in named Geiger, you call me first.
I have you on speed dial.
Or any boys named Green.
Yeah, you tell me. I have you guys on speed dial. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
That
was excellent.
All right, next up, we're going back to old business. This is ARB number 25, 2024. This is the Goddard School. We're seeing them for the third and hopefully final time. It is at 346 Heights Road. Beautiful.
January, December 12th? Yes. Same one?
Yep.
Yeah.
These are all the
Good.
same.
And then the second
I
page
feel
is,
like that.
Just the second one.
that one's LP2. That's who it is, right there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like otherwise we'll be learned like
Yeah, I'd rather, some good quality. All right, Joe, can you introduce all three yourselves?
Sure,
this time?
Robert Maslin, I'm representing the Goddard School. Kristen Bodenstein is here, you've seen her before. And Matt Pop is here, and so I just wanted to mention, we uploaded a couple of things, I think on December 10th and the 13th. On the 10th, we uploaded it, got some feedback from Hervé, and we followed up with another revised submission, and that's what's on the boards here. Two cover letters, also one for each, and when I heard that Hervé wasn't going to be here this evening, I just took selected slides just from those two submissions and put them into a PowerPoint if we need them.
Great, okay.
So, without taking any more time, I know you want to hear from Matt.
Matt's a great guy to hear from, there you go.
Good evening, Matthew Pop, landscape architect, environmental land solutions. I prepared the two plans before you, LP1 and LP2. And I'll start with LP1. Let me just see this. No, back up there. LP1 has more or less the details of, and then LP2 is an enlargement of the site. I'm just going to run through some of the details. In the center of the LP1 near the top, we have the fence details that are proposed along the playground, mainly on the northern side of the site. There's a 4-foot high fence and a 6-foot high fence. Near the middle of the sheet is the detail of the bollard. It's about 40 inches in height. That's the interior of the bollard. Then as we move over here on the far right side of the page, these are coverings that go over the bollards. There's two different bollard types. There's the ornamental bollard right here. That is, I think it's about 17 inches wide at the base, 11 inches wide here, and it is 48.5 inches high from the base to the top. So that's the ornamental bollard. Then the second bollard we're using here, I'd call it, there's a white version cover and a black version. That could be cut to go over the 40-inch bollard height, so maybe more or less 42, 43 inches in height. That smaller bollard is 8 inches wide there. Now I'm going to go, I think, we'll go to the next sheet. So this is an 8th scale. Does it help me just to point from up here? We'll start over on the playground up here. Heights Road is down here, Hollow Tree is over here. The drive into the site is here, that's the overhang connecting the two buildings. Playground back up in this area here. We have the 6-foot-high fence through here. There's a gate right there. There's bollards on the outside of the fence. The fence is white. Well, the bollards are going to be white there. And personally, they could be white or black. Yeah, I think I heard white bollards sometimes if they get nicked, shows up. But we kind of want it to match the fence. What is those bollards over there, I think this is kind of important. Let me go back to the other one. I colored this. But the bollards, I wanted them to be centered, the post to be centered on the placement of the bollards. So, so the bollard's not off center from the post. So they're evenly spaced, about 4 feet or so, 4 feet and a couple inches. So here's the bollards here in the post. So again, just equally spaced. At the ends, I think it doesn't happen because the 8-foot section of fence gets thrown off a little bit where the end sections are. But for most of it, that's the detail that we want to see there.
Can we stop and achieve something here and decide if it's white or black while we're at this point?
Sure.
Is that okay?
That's their white. I would say white, run into the fence.
Yeah, don't bring it to.
I would say black, but
Because of the.
yeah, I don't know. Black bollards, they kind of, people are used to them.
Close the building.
When's the last time you saw a white
So the
bollard?
parking lot in the behind.
This is the parking
Yeah,
lot.
but it's gonna be a city building eventually, right?
So,
You're really gonna notice them though, like
Yeah.
intensely if they're black.
but
Yeah, I would agree, but you can,
Is it, is it from a safety standpoint?
well, these bollards are protect the playground.
No, but I'm saying,
the color?
so the
No.
color, visual
No,
color?
I'm just thinking, I'm just used to seeing black bollards. If we line them up, with the posts, it can add some architectural element, but it could be,
I don't know. It's a bollard.
White.
that's fine, we can make it.
I think white, everyone's saying white.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
That's
and
fine.
can you point on your map where those would be, just one more
So we're
time?
gonna say, so the white bollards
All
go
there.
up
Beautiful.
here,
Okay,
and there's a fence over here, so they go on this side too. But they're inside the fence on that
Oh, so
side.
nobody's gonna see it.
But we're still gonna keep the same color though,
Yeah.
along the fence. So that's the same detail there. Then when we get down to the bottom here, in the southwest corner, Heights Road here, Hollow Tree here, we use the black bollards,
And that's the,
which is
that's
just
it.
right there.
Because that's up against the building.
Against the building.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to switch, but I did revise the landscape plan to have, there's hydrangeas in the back. Hydrangeas will probably grow higher than the bollard height. Then there's a boxwood in front. Then there's a switchgrass in front of that, right here. So I think we could get
So there'll be ample screening on it.
yeah, we probably, I think even with just the hydrangeas, you probably would lose them anyway. Then as we,
yeah.
Except in the winter.
Yeah, that was a change, that there weren't hydrangeas before, right? That's a new. Thought it was
No,
a
I think it
holly
was
or
a small,
something.
yeah, it was a smaller run, so now we're up higher.
So hydrangeas in back, and what was the front?
There's a boxwood in front, and then there's like a
Okay.
switch rest in front of that.
That seems like a good.
Okay.
Then, that ornamental bollard, right here, 48.5 inches high, right here. Spaced about, just a little bit more than 4 feet on center. This bollard here, I had them, I think originally they were on the road, on the curb side of that walkway.
Mhm.
You know, I pushed them to the building. I thought maybe they were on the curb side, right along the curb, they stand out more. But if you move back towards the building, maybe they don't stand out as much. But either, you could decide, so. The contract, met with the contractor today, and he was like, they could be installed either location. Because I was maybe a little bit concerned if there was any utilities or drainage right underneath the building. But he said that, we can install them adjacent to the building. The walkway's 7 feet wide, so if the bollard's 6, you probably would have 5 feet clear or so. So that's maybe another decision you can make if you want, that ornamental bollard,
Black.
either, right up against the roadside or up against the building.
Last time our meeting, the board proposed along the walkway, actually just leaning into them at this point and making them part of the design and putting, chain links between them. Did you guys explore that, or?
We did not, we're gonna put the chain, like a chain between them, again, we put it probably on the curbside,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
Okay,
From a utilitarian standpoint, you kind of want it to be
yeah.
on the outs, closer to the road than
Right.
against the building? 'Cause
The only thing I was thinking, if they're on one side, not the other side, then, so.
But if like someone's walking and a car crashes, it would prevent them
from getting hit?
from getting hit,
Yeah,
right, if
getting
they're on the
switched.
sidewalk.
Yeah.
It seems like if you're gonna have them, you might as well protect people
them,
while you're at it
right,
too.
Either way, so I think we're open to that.
Okay,
I would prefer to see it closer to the curb edge.
Makes more
It
sense.
just would be more like logical
Right.
So,
Yeah.
from a pedestrian walking than,
Yeah.
protecting the
Or
building,
like a
sure,
biker.
but, or a biker, yeah.
okay.
So if they're set to the curb, how far in from the curb would the base be? Because these are the wider bases, too, like they're 17-inch diameter?
Yeah, but the inside bollard, the edge of that 17-inch would probably go right up to the back of the curb. The curb's probably 6 inches, it's already installed, the walkway's not installed yet.
So it's 6 inches, then the outside cover,
Yeah,
and then you have what, 5 feet left?
there's, the
4.5.
walkway's 7 feet, like 3 inches wide, so that's including
Okay,
the
so you
6
have-
inches.
you have some space there. It
So-
still gives you a pretty decent sidewalk to walk on.
Yeah, luckily it's not, 4 feet, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So,
Okay.
If they did have chains between them though, could they be spaced further, like?
I think that was the distance they wanted, that was 4 feet, 4 inches or so was the kind of requirement that they had.
Seven.
What is that, I mean, I know it's based on the width of the car.
No, but it's, because I was thinking it's pretty, I was thinking like 6 feet wide you could have, a car won't fit through. But they were like, no, like, that's the,
I'm just curious as to,
Yeah, no,
why,
that was their
6 feet
standard.
seems like a reasonable
you know,
distance between the, I might be rehashing stuff here, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, no, it's a good question, and this was the debate. I know the owner, Mr. Vaccaro, was saying he was worried about someone tripping on the chain or it being an obstacle.
yeah, but I guess if they're 4 feet, the chain is,
It's high enough up that
but it's pretty close together, so I don't even know if you need.
No, I would say if you use the chain, then you could go to 6 feet.
Yeah, but it was
comfortably,
further,
and-
yeah.
And the chain becomes part of that feature. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
There's a Goddard standard separation.
So, but again, that's a
This is a
separation
corporate
distance.
standard
Yeah.
for the,
So, I think up here, we go just a little bit within, like an inch or two within that standard.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's for aesthetic
Yeah.
reasons.
I never
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
suggest putting bombs on the other side.
That's pretty gross.
Oh, on the other side.
Yeah, so at that point.
The other thing we did, if we go over this side, And right here, I don't know if it's too late to do this, there's no sidewalk here. This sidewalk was down a little bit, and I just
Yeah.
moved that sidewalk up to align with the door, so when you look, it aligns with the door. It doesn't align with, there's a reason for the walk. So, and if we could do that, that would be.
Wait, this
what-
is the as-built right now that we're looking at?
No,
Because I thought there were,
the walk's not in yet.
okay, I thought there had been some adjustments, maybe like after you had put in the fence and adjustments, maybe the spacing had slightly altered on you.
So if the walk gets moved up here, the bollard spacing almost stays exactly the same, which was like if the walk aligns with the door. If the walk was where it originally was, a little bit lower on the sheet, then the bollard spacing gets a little bit thrown off because the bollard ends up where the gate is, or the gate's off-centered. So the way I have it here is the walkway aligns, the two gates align with each other, and the bollards are evenly spaced off the center line of the door.
Okay.
Those trees are all ginkgos? Is that-
Yeah, I need a narrow.
Was that the original plan, or was
Yeah,
that
it just needs something narrow.
narrow and
Yeah.
straight, so some
So,
kind of
but if you wanted to use like a,
Fastigiata. I just wonder, I think the original, the landscape design plan for town that Leslie had written up
Right,
asked for no repeating trees.
right.
Because she wanted to avoid any alleys in
no,
town.
we could switch every other one with the red maple and narrow grown red maple. If you wanted to do that, that'd be fine.
Fastigiatas, but then ginkgo, it's gonna make a big statement in the fall, cause it'll be really, really yellow. And then, or if you go red maple, then it's gonna go yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, so just maybe,
This is not, all right,
this is not your.
you guys
your-
decide, you
I
tree
could do
nerds
something
decide.
growing narrow.
Tree nerds.
Yeah, I do use the red maples quite a bit. I know that some of my clients like them because they're narrow and they.
What's the opposition doing with
Here's
ginkgos?
They talk about like if a tree one gets sick, you lose like a whole
Row.
row of
Oh,
trees,
gotcha.
so
Yeah.
for safety,
Gotcha.
like prevent that.
And I think also Leslie she wanted the town to have, which I kind of agree with. At first I pushed her on it really hard and then I became a convert. She didn't want the town to ever feel separated out. She wanted the town to constantly have this like rhythm to it, you know,
Yeah.
and she thought that any creation of alleys would make the town feel more like Greenwich and less like Darien. So, but
A
that's
little
an
Greenwich.
easy, yeah, I think, well, there's just a lot of, there's a lot of,
yeah.
plane tree alleys in Greenwich, you know, from the early.
Well, we could maybe I can find a third
Well,
type.
Sweet Gum,
even.
right, has a great, like,
Yeah, there's a
tight.
just down the street. There's the Sweet Gums there.
Yeah,
that are narrow.
any of the
So maybe we
cultivars.
can mix it up.
Um,
I think that.
yeah, I would just, maybe just but I'd switch out 3 and then just, instead of, I'd switch out.
We won't have any tree next to another one, Matt, to be different.
Yeah, yes, but I'm tempted to say, let's do 3 different varieties there.
Yeah, no, I think the
As
Sweet
opposed to
Gum.
2, so then it's not,
Yeah,
it's also
yep,
not
yep.
repetitive, but you pin oaks, I mean, there's so many skinny varietals that you can,
The only problem, then you gotta make sure when the contractor brings them, that you get the.
yes, yeah,
to get
well,
the right one,
yes,
yeah, that
just,
was-
you know, that's a extra column, just no substitutions.
Yeah.
That would be, yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay, that's a really good catch. Okay,
So, yeah, there's 6 of them, we'll mix it up with 3 different types.
Yeah.
any other comments?
The bollard spacing, requirement, is that on center or edge to edge? The 48, it looks like 4 feet, 4 foot 4 inches.
It's on the map, it's on your,
It's a,
Yeah, they asked,
the
it looks
detail
like-
here, yeah, the detail here is, it's 40 inches between the bollards, but not on center though, so it's whatever the bollard width is, so it's like 44.
Because that bollard C that looks like you've chosen on the driveway, that's a 17-inch
Oh,
diameter.
that one, yeah, so we have that same spacing with the
They're gonna
corner.
be a lot closer together.
Yeah,
They're gonna
That's what I was wondering,
Mhm.
is the spacing based on edge to edge and therefore,
Actually, the structure and, because these are covered, so it's based on the post inside, where they're,
and so the
so.
post inside is how big?
But they're there's the detail on them. They're 4 feet apart from each other.
What's the diameter though of the shaft?
Let's see. 4 inches.
Wow, really 4 inches, but
And we have the cover on it. 4 inches without cover.
And the diameter of the cover is as wide as it is because of the design, or because of the height of the shaft?
Because you could buy them, that's the size.
Got it,
that's
okay.
So,
So we couldn't get that same design in a narrower shaft cover?
You mean a more decorative one?
Yeah, the more decorative one, like if, because 17-inch is big.
That's the base, but
Yeah,
I think or is that what the measurement is?
That's at the base, but look at the design of it, it's not gonna go that much,
Pretty
right?
hefty, yeah.
It says it's 11
That's why I think the
inches.
change between them, I mean, that seems like,
This is the cut sheet
like,
for the
just again, in Europe where they have
Reliance bollard.
the chains between these stone
6 and 5
bollards, so more reminiscent of that, I think.
Yeah.
But again, you're still dealing
Cover
with
goes
the
on top.
spacing that we're
But
locked
then
into.
the cover.
Their dictates.
Yeah, they're still that
The
tight.
middle cover.
Yeah.
You want metals?
Yeah.
Well, not so much.
Or just
Is
about-
this the only ball, could it be stronger?
For the ornamental?
The
What are the
ornamental
options?
cover,
But-
that's fine.
We could probably look for a bollard cover that's.
We have some, we got
Oh,
some here.
okay, Kristen's got some options, let's see what she's.
Sure, what do you need, The simple thing, I think, would be to go to the last entry, the PowerPoint, the very last one. This one? PowerPoint?
There it
I think this is it, you can try that one.
is.
Just so-
So it's still,
No, that's December
yeah,
10th.
it seemed like it was.
December 17th.
Yeah, it was intentional. Maybe
Right.
intentional.
No, that's it, you got it, that's the one.
Yeah, that goes
Yeah,
with it.
that's-
There you go, a whole bunch of.
No, that's a
There's
different
the
one.
choices. No, that's it.
That's part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah, there's some choices.
So which one of those is the one at the corner of Hollow Tree and,
That one.
no, that's not the corner though? The one at Hollow Tree and.
So
That's
that's
the narrow one.
This one right here.
Middle, okay,
correct.
7173.
that's the one hidden, okay.
So I think we're talking about
That's the one.
that one, the picture.
These are, this is the PowerPoint, just a little bit more.
So if I can give you guys some background, I did a lot of work on this, because if you go to the website, it looks like there's tons and tons of choices, and I said, wait a minute here. What are really the choices? What's a bollard versus, first of all, what's crash rated? And then what can fit over that, and what do we think would look nice? So go back just a page, go back to here. So this is the standard Goddard bollard, that we're gonna put a white cover, they just didn't have a white picture of it. We can do that on the corner in black to make our lives easier, or not, or either way. But then, go down to the next one. If you want something a little more decorative for that corner that's behind the vegetation, this one is the best fit.
Yeah.
So it's funny because we're dealing with McHugh bollards, which has always been the Goddard standard. So I pushed really hard for them to also have another vendor, which is Reliance Foundry. But the funny part is, it's like Apple versus Macintosh, or whatever you want to call it. Like they're not the same sizes, their stuff doesn't fit together. So I said, well, what can we really make work here? So they said, Reliance Foundry said, if you want something a little different from the plain old McHugh, which is really kind of the only thing they have, unless you want stainless steel, which I don't think you do, they said this one would work the best because it can be cut down. So the McHugh bollards are 40 inches high. These guys, if you look, it's 52, it's 53, whatever it is. So they would have to cut them down, which is fine, but that one could look the nicest if you want something different from the McHugh cover, which we can get in black.
Great.
And then we said, well, do you want a plastic cover or do you want a coated enamel color or cover? And the ones that we have in Westport that are the enamel ones, or whatever the word is.
Painted.
Yeah, powder coated.
Yeah.
They don't really wear well at all. I mean, our school is 5 years old, no one touches them. Nothing goes near them, nothing's ever crashed into them, and they're chipping, and they are rusting, just from weather. So that's why I said to them, oh yeah, they're there. So I said to Reliance, I said, yeah, you know, your powder coated ones are really nice, but what do you have that's plastic that would probably wear a little nicer, that could work for us that are crash rated, blah, blah, blah. So go back to this, and this is what they gave me.
Okay.
So we've got some choices if you guys like them. For whatever reason, I just put that one there. That was my kind of thought that what you might like because it was a little more
Yeah.
It is
New
nice.
Englandy looking, but I think they're all kind of nice. Now these are tall though. That's the thing. So these guys are going to be taller. So the kind of plain old McHugh ones are 40 inches. These guys are 52, 53, 57, whatever it may be, and they are a little bigger. So these are all things to consider, but I think we've kind of really narrowed it down to what I think are your best, that would look the nicest.
But you said that you could cut them down because they're plastic, but the pattern on them really is the.
This one would be tough because.
Yeah, that one's shorter.
Yeah.
The middle one you could cut down because it's a plain
Right.
bottom, the
Yeah.
others would be a challenge, not counting the chamfer, which.
Right, but here's the thing. So these guys, so remember how the systems don't match? So these guys have a separate inside bollard thingy. That isn't, it's not 4 inches around, exactly, and it's like 6 5/8 around. So these covers will all fit the Reliance Foundry inside bollard. So you can have whatever one of these and it'll be good, it'll be okay. But what I was saying, the only one that they could retrofit the McHughes with is the one in the center.
Okay.
If you like that one strongly versus like the regular McHughes, which is back a page, that we can get in whatever color, that one. So we could get that one in black to put at the corner behind everything else, and it would fit perfectly over the McHugh bollard that's gonna be there, the inside bollard. But if you really don't want that one on the corner, you can have the one in the middle that they said that would be cut down, for lack of a better word.
I like those options better.
Yeah, I think so.
So I like your selections. My only, visual issue is
Correct.
the width of the
Correct.
the
Well,
diameter.
see,
I agree.
drawing the,
Correct.
diameter of the primary part of the post is only 11 inches.
Oh,
But we could do that bollard, and not do the ornamental bollard and just use
Oh,
that
no, I
bollard.
like
yeah.
I like the ornamental bollard along the
Yeah.
sidewalk.
Mhm.
Because
I
it's
do
gonna be
too.
so pronounced.
Right, so
No matter
these
what.
would
No
be
matter
for the
what.
sidewalk.
Mhm.
So they're a little bigger, they're a little taller.
And the black plastic wears well? The
Yes,
plastic cover?
yeah, it's not gonna rust, it's not gonna chip.
But you haven't used it on another school.
I have not, it's brand new to Goddard, I mean, this company's been in business a really long time.
They have plastic covers, if you've been to Wegmans in Harrison, the bollards in front, there's a plastic cover.
And
I was
Goddard's
walking in and someone hit one with the car, so it kind of caught my attention.
Yeah, and
That was
Goddard's
right off.
switched- They've switched to all plastic since we opened our first school 5 years ago. They don't do the powder coated anymore.
Mm.
Plastic covers on all our products.
I mean, plastic is like not a great word.
Yeah, I know.
It's fancy plastic.
Composite.
I think we're gonna have to be prepared that these are gonna be big bollards that are close to each other along that driveway.
Along,
Along the
Just the
driveway,
driveway.
yes.
So I
But I
think
think
the
that-
very bottom base is 17 with the interior
That's
diameter is
fine.
10.
It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's like 10.
It's only difference of about 6 inches spacing in between them.
And it's like a spot. Yeah, it's,
And the ones on the drive would be black.
Yeah.
If they're close together, it kind of prevents people from walking between them to cut the angle if they're walking down. So they're more likely to walk down, to the intersection and cross.
I'm okay with that.
okay. So we've got the middle bollard. R 7173 is along Hollow Tree Ridge, it's at the corner of Hollow Tree Ridge Road and Heights. We're using that cover, and it's being cut down to 42. No, is that right?
It's cut to fit the other ones, it's 40.
Cut down as much as I
40.
can.
Okay,
It'll be 40.
to 40, okay.
Yeah, so, of course.
And then we're gonna do the far right part, the R 7174 for along the entrance driveway.
Or any of those if you want.
Okay,
It's
I think
totally your
everyone
call.
likes that,
Yeah.
the one, the far
I'll
right.
get those
Okay.
switched.
Great.
And how many are there, Matt? Along the-
I think think there's 7.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah, 7.
Okay, and then my last question then is, did we drop the idea of a chain in between then?
I think if they can't get wider, I wouldn't do a chain.
Okay. Okay,
But we're gonna put some McHugh as a
Yes, push them to the curb.
good job. Yeah.
Right.
That's the one.
So Matt, did you hear that about pushing him to the curb, along the curb?
So, the only thing I had asked before, Governor, we have the gate, but there's no bollard right at the gate. So I know that you were saying that you don't think we need a bollard at the gate, where the double gate is right here, because it's extra wide.
Well, the landscaper needs to get in
Yeah.
there,
So,
so.
but it was like if you stick a bollard out, you had to stick
Yeah,
a bollard out
we
there.
may have to stick one out there.
You know, I don't wanna come back to you in, like, in, you know, a month or two. So, you know, we had to stick one there, do you stick the ornamental bollard?
Yeah, well, the question becomes which type, yeah.
But-
Stick, yeah,
The one that's at the corner, I think I would stick it right there. Or-
I don't know if we're gonna have to do that.
No, but if you don't, I would just say if you had to. If you had to.
I mean, it's kind of tough
I
to
think
get
we'll
back.
just do the white
It's-
one.
it's up
Yeah.
to- just do the white guys. I mean, I'd rather,
Yeah, no, yeah,
to be honest, I'd rather have them match, but it's up
Yeah.
to these guys.
I think that's what everyone was saying too, having them match.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
think we just
All right.
do white.
Because it's in the parking lot, it's in the back, it's not
Yeah,
Okay.
town facing.
Well, hopefully we don't have to do that one.
Okay,
So-
correct.
Okay,
okay.
all right.
All right, I'll make a note of that though, so you guys don't have to return. I think, Kristen, if you have to come back here, you'll lose your mind and that's still work.
Thank you, friends.
Okay, so I guess so, I think we finally have a favorable report, which is great. Thank you guys for sticking with us and understanding what we're trying to achieve here, and your collaboration, we really appreciate it. So, no changes except for the street facing bollards, we're gonna shift back out. I mean, to the
Yeah,
entrance,
we're-
shift
yeah,
back to the
yeah.
curb. But in the selections you chose, white on those and then black on the exterior.
White at the
ones.
fence,
White at the fence,
some are
black
outside,
elsewhere.
some are inside.
Okay. All right,
Good.
sounds good, we appreciate it.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
You too.
Good job. All right, Kristen, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excited to have you guys in town.
Thanks.
You're really
Glad to
happy.
be here.
It's great, yeah, it'll be great. Bob, thank you for your time. We'll get you a letter. All right, that wraps up our applications for this evening. Jeremy, do you want to update us on the administrative approvals that have gone through?
My recollection of the 3 administrative approvals was Sedgwick Lofts. I think that was related to the, I'll call it the fence during construction. Very specific wording, very specific details. And my recollection is you and Hervé looked at the revised version, and it was good to go, is what Hervé mentioned to me.
You know, I didn't see that actually.
I'll check.
Maybe,
I'll
yeah,
check.
I didn't actually see that,
Sedgwick.
but
I'll
I
check with
trust if
Hervé.
Hervé saw what he saw, if he,
Okay. And that's only during construction. We expect construction to start in January, and if he's efficient, get it done 13, 14 months,
okay.
hopefully,
I was gonna say 18.
maybe 18. You never know with these things.
Okay.
Uh,
Magnolia is a clothing store. That was a basic sign in Darien Commons.
Yep.
Right. Same format as all the other signs we saw. I think everybody talked to us about that one. That was nice. That's a local vendor too, by the way.
And then Superfood is 205 Boston Post Road, the corner of Post and Richmond, green and white building, still not open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I keep driving past and I'm like, what's going on there?
okay.
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 Oh,
The car wash, yeah. Okay, one note, thank you, Jeremy, for that update. The revised 2025 calendar, we approved a calendar at our last meeting, but I am now traveling on the March date, and so is Anya. So to save you guys all from running the meeting in our absence, we've moved that date. You guys update your calendars to, the March meeting is 25th. It's the 4th Tuesday of that month, and that's the one that's gonna be in the Mather room downstairs. I will remind you guys about that, but just to note,
send out the calendar?
I also knew, I signed it tonight, I want to tell you guys, I will sign a new one and let you guys know. I will also, when I send this out, I'll send you guys who's responsible for minutes
Oh,
for the
good.
given week.
Yeah, good.
Next up is, yes, I said it was you, yep, you're January, okay, and Kate, you're after that.
Okay.
January, February, that's as far as I know. Okay. No other business will be discussed tonight.
Minutes.
Oh, yes, good job. Thank you, Sherry. Mr. Humphrey got his minutes in. Did you guys, anyone get a chance to read them? Any nays? All in favor?
Perfect.
Okay, we'll approve those minutes and sign those and get those to you. That's great. It is 7:46 PM. We are gonna adjourn the meeting.